Welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be doing some well switching it from old stuff to, well, essentially new stuff. So I just hooked on the poly rig. We're gonna get a few parts from here in the shop, and then we'll head to the well and start fixing. So we need one of these. Wait, did you already get one of these, the knees? Oh yeah, you already got one. All right. So he already got the knee that we need. He's putting a air vent on there, valve. We're gonna put a clock on there. So we're changing it from old big 3-inch pipes to small 2-inch pipes with a nice 1-inch valve right here, so you can regulate your well a lot nicer than with the big 3-inch valve. So we're changing it to nicer things. We can do a few wells, I'd say. This should last us a while. Also, I've been using pressure gauges for quite a while, so I'm going to refill it. I only have 4 left and I started off with 8, so I'm putting 4 more back in here. I guess I just gotta remove my tape because I decided to put that in there. Haven't quite figured out what I want to store in this little compartment here, but that's kind of how I started. But they barely fit in there. Perfect. I like it. And 8 of them just perfectly fit in there. You can put these fittings just back on there, put the tape back in here too. We're good to go. All right, got the knee / elbow, what you want to call it, the plate. Got a dresser, check valve, 2 conduit fittings with the conduit. I think we got all of our parts. Let's get to work. I forgot one thing in here, but real quick before I leave, we ended up getting another tiny little trailer, and we need it because we bought another little toy. Is it a toy, or is it just, it's essential because we need it for the farm and we use them every single day. We have 2 of these now. They're brand new. They're 2 new 4-wheelers. They're Polaris. We used to have a red Honda, but we sold it. Got this Sportsman 450 and a Sportsman 570. So they're identical as far as size wise, but that one's just a little bit faster and a little bit more horsepower than this one. But these 2 are now going to be extremely fun to turn on pivots with. I've already been turning on pivots with this 4-wheeler, and I gotta say, it's just so much of a smoother ride than that Honda was. Like, it's so comfortable. It's a lot nicer turning on pivots, a lot faster too. Overall a way better experience, I'll tell you that. But yeah, we now have 2 of them. They're low miles. I believe we've only had this one for like a week, and I think it already has, 150 hours, or not hours, miles. There. Yeah, 143 miles. So for a week, we already put on 143 miles on it. And this one, obviously, it doesn't have really any miles on it yet, but we did race them. We put them side by side and we raced them, and this one is still faster, so I like it, and they're a lot of fun. But what I needed, what I said I forgot in here, is I forgot my pliers and my gloves. My gloves and pliers. This actually here is what we like to keep in the 4-wheeler. Voltmeter and a flat and a Phillips screwdriver, because you never know when you need something like that on the farm, whenever you're checking pivots or whenever you're testing wells to see if they're actually burnt out or not. So we like to keep that stuff with us. And I think it just started raining. Well, there's a few sprinkles. I like it. I'm okay with it. I'm always okay with the sprinkle. You don't get that around here very often, so it's nice. But I can already tell you, I'm not getting my hopes up, because this rain is only gonna last 30 minutes, maybe, hour. We might get a 10th. I wish we would get more, but it's very unusual for us to get any rain, for that matter. So not this well right here, but I just figured I'd mention it. We did replace that one, and we did fix that one too. Yeah, you know, these weeds can become a fire hazard, so you just gotta be a little careful when you're torching and welding around in this area. But this right here is what we're changing, because this right here was a little bit old and rusted already. There's the well. It's coming up out of the well, and it was connected to that pot right there via this dog leg right here. So it went down, and then this check valve right here was already pretty bad. We already put a rubber over it, as you can see, to keep it from leaking, but that's already very thin. You could hit holes in there with a hammer. But the goal is now to switch this all to 2-inch. So we gotta remove this elbow or knee, whatever you want to call it. Gotta remove that, put the 2-inch one on there. It's also why we have the conduit, because as you can see, this is just the wire. We don't like it being bare like that, so we gotta have the conduit there too. So we gotta re-renovate all this. I think we have to, do you think we can connect it? I don't know, because if this comes all the way down to the bottom, the 2-inch usually sits like this low. I think it'll connect good enough over there. I don't like it having it so low, but I think it'll be fine for this one well. But we gotta put a plate over here. You just gotta match this pipe right here. You just gotta put a nice steel plate over it, weld it shut, and then you just torch your 2-inch hole wherever you want. So essentially you're just putting a patch over it and then retorching your hole. But that's essentially what we're doing to a lot of our wells now. They're getting really old and rusted, and like for instance this one, it's 3-inch here, and from the dog leg we have already downsized it once. Used to it was, what is that, 6-inch? It used to was 6-inch, and I don't know, that's just very old and rusted already. As you can see, literally holes in here already. That's how bad it is, so it needs to be replaced. And having it replaced with this new 2-inch is going to be very handy, especially since you'll be able to actually squeeze it, because we don't have very good water around here. So being able to actually squeeze your well will actually save your wells a little bit, because then for something like this, you can tell how big this valve is. It's a 3-inch valve. You can't even see the opening, and that's what it's squeezed to. There's a slight gap on the bottom, and enough water flows through there for a 3-horse to be, I think, squeezed to 40 or 50 pounds. So why would you not just switch it to a smaller valve, and you can have it halfway squeezed and have it regulated to where you need it to. It's just a lot more convenient is what it is. We've come to realize that, but it's kind of sad to see 3-inch stuff like this go to waste. But it's not actually to waste because of how old it is and how rusted it is, so it's good to just replace it in general. Well, that fitting is rusted on enough to where we can't take it off, so we're just gonna cut it off. Just like that, we got a new fitting. Yeah, that already looks so much better than before. Look at that beautiful fit. What beautiful fit. Oh shoot, look at that. Beautifully fits that corner. Not even the gap. At least you don't have to weld holes. You just get to cover up cool. And I nearly fell down climbing out of this hole. Well, I nearly slipped. So I was just here connecting the wires from the well to the panel box, and I just like slightly glanced over, and I was wondering, could this be a problem? Can anyone spot the problem? I don't think that's up to code, but we just won't tell anyone. Man, the wind's really starting to pick up again. I don't like it. Gotta be really careful with all these sparks flying everywhere. We don't want to all of a sudden be starting fires. We already had a fire the other day. Luckily it didn't go too crazy, but still gotta be very careful. I don't like this wind. Not for YouTube and not for welding and grinding. Ready when you are. Right here. The angle iron. Are you struggling a little bit or what? And she's done. Even with the new check valve and everything. And now it's raining and it's windy and it's blowing dust. It's disgusting weather overall. But I don't mind the rain though. But luckily we finished this. Now we can actually get back in our trucks. Actually, hold on. Hey, we need to clean up that one right there. Let's quickly clean this up while we're at it. Take this with, not leave that lying around. I guess let's head out. Got any leaks?
Not if I welded it, there's not.
Who knows how many leaks there would have been if I would have welded it. All of them. Man, you know, I do love the rain, but does it have to come with wind and sand? Like, can it ever just be just rain? That would be nice. And since we're not done with that well, on to the next well. We got one right here by the shop, so we're gonna start on that one. Well, it's a little too windy to be working outside and welding, so I'm here just making ready the next one. We're adding a little bit extra here where this little valve is, and we're putting another valve right here because we like to, by this well, always connect the hose to it. We have a little sprinkler system that we connect to it to kind of water up the wheat, so that's why we have that there. But I'm just making this one ready. Just gonna tighten this collar down. So after that, this elbow should be ready. And then I think what I'm gonna do next is these angle iron pieces, since we use them quite a bit. I'm gonna start drilling holes in here. That's where the all thread goes through. And if you're wondering what these are used for, we'll put these on here later, and when the all thread connects to, like you saw earlier, it helps hold it together to where when there's a lot of pressure, it's not going to all of a sudden pop apart by that clear view dresser. So that's why we have to put these there. So I think I'm going to start drilling holes in all these angle iron pieces. And you know, just recently we actually had a well. We had these angle iron pieces on there, but what happened was we had a little bit of a freeze, and all the ice on the inside kind of started pushing up against it, and it actually bent these angle iron pieces. There was so much ice in there that it actually bent them kind of apart, and I believe it had even broken one of them. So you can tell they're actually important to keep on there. You don't all of a sudden want anything bursting on you or breaking. But I don't know if everyone puts stuff like that on there, but I know for around here you see everyone using stuff like that. Well, that's gonna be it for today. See y'all tomorrow. Good morning. We're back here now. We're going to be continuing with our well, but before we start that, our shredder broke. So we're gonna quickly fix our shredder. We're gonna be bracing it a little bit, and then once we got that done, then we'll get back to doing welds. So we'll get right back to it in just a little bit. And basically what broke, just a bracket where the tire goes on. So we're doing a little bit of bracing here on the bottom, so I hope it shouldn't break this next time. And while he's finishing welding that bracket, I'm gonna go ahead and hook on the poly rig already. It's right there. That's where I parked it yesterday. So I'm gonna hook onto it. Well is right there that we're gonna do next. I'll head over there and I'll start working on that. And another well done just before lunch. And another great thing about these check valves is they just connect with thread, so if ever the check valve goes bad, you can just unscrew it and put on a new one. When you have old ones like this, you have to weld them. That's the only way to connect them, and these are all rusted through. We already put tape around this one and rubber, so they're getting old and bad and water spraying out of them, so it's about time to replace them. Well, I believe we got all the broken check valves on this section done. We did what, 4 or 5 wells maybe, something like that. But we wanted to still do all of them on this section, but we'll wait to do the other ones since they're still fine for now. We want to do all the broken ones first, the ones that are in bad condition. We'll fix all those first, switch them to 2-inch. Then if we have spare time, then we'll do more on the side. But for now, just the broken ones. And it sounds like the farm might finally be investing in a rock crusher. So we'll finally be able to get some of those really bad fields with a lot of rocks. We'll be able to finally get rid of all those rocks, which I'm looking forward to that because I hate dealing with rocks. So we'll see if we'll actually buy one, but it sounds like we might buy one, but I guess we'll see. So I really hope we do, because man, that would be nice. Man, you know, we're knocking these out quick. This one only took us an hour. Well, on to the next one. And that one's finished. And we got a rock crusher. Well, you'll have to wait for that one in the next video. Sorry. Well, that's gonna be it for this video. We might do one more weld today, but I guess we'll save for now. We're gonna go mess around with the rock crusher, see if we can get it figured out. I will just end this video right here, right now, and then I'll start the next one about the rock crusher. So we'll see how that'll go. So as for now, I do appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all guys in the next video.